everybody. Happy, what are we? What day of the week is it? It's Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Hope you guys are all doing well this evening. If you are tuning in, say hello. I'm waiting on Steve to get back to join me in just a minute. But we are going to try to make this live as efficient as we can tonight. I know that there's a lot of information we want to cover about the upcoming season 2026 of King of the Deep. And so if you're not able to join us tonight, we want to make this go quickly and smoothly. Oh, here he goes. So that you will not have to watch as much fluff and other stuff that you don't necessarily need to know.
I'm here, Ricky. Don't you worry, buddy. And we are rocking and rolling. I was trying to get everybody invited. So for everybody tuning in, thank y'all for tuning in. Everybody that'll see this later on, we appreciate y'all's follows, shares, and comments. Our social media has been on fire. So big shout out to Ricky Merks there, buddy.
Yeah, I do. Like real quick, what I do want to say, I know we said we're not going to talk about a whole bunch of extra stuff, but a couple things I want to say is you guys, our social media has just, absolutely like skyrocketed the last year, truly year and a half since Rick Merks has been helping us with that. And it's just a testament to how great he is. If you need him for anything, you can reach out to him. He does all kinds of turn it around. It says takes a lot of oxygen to run the big blocks. So if you were on the lot, you can't really see it because I have this green screen background thing. So they're not going to be able to see it, Steve, because of the way it is. Come on, just sit down. We'll see if we can get those in a merch store for you guys online. But
we got those.
But what was I saying?
You were saying how much we've got to cover and how it was going to be efficient.
It was until I got sideways, but it's okay.
So I came on.
Rick Merks, he's great. So get him. We've had just this last year, I kind of was updating all of our sponsor information. We've had over 70 million views, 71 or almost 71 million views just in the last 365 days, you guys, which is incredible. That is just a testament as to like how just like awesome you guys are as the racers and stuff too. People want to see what you're doing, whether it's in person at the events or online afterward and everything. So anyways, I just wanted to say thank you guys. All of that kind of helps it to grow. And to our sponsors, we'll talk more about that. If you're interested in partnering with us at King of the Deep, reach out to us. I'm happy and pleased and proud to say that pretty much every sponsor that we've had has committed to coming back this season for 20. Stop! You're making the thing go all wonky.
I'm sorry, it's getting on my nerves. This thing is.
So
we've been on vacation, y'all. We're just getting back.
So we're proud to welcome everybody back this year. I'm not going to talk too much about that tonight. Thank you to all of the racers that raced with us in 2025. We hope that you all come back and bring somebody with you that has never raced before, that's kind of thought about it and wants to race with us. And
if y'all have commented, I'll get back to your questions in a little bit. We're going to try to cover this stuff real quick, and I will get back with y'all on any questions if it's not something pertaining to the rules, which we're going to try to cover those very quickly.
Yep. So yeah, we did just get back from OPE, the Off-Road Products Expo out there in Hot Springs, Arkansas. It was really fun. We got to meet. Number one, we got to spend a lot of time with people, sponsors of ours that we don't often get to see because they're not as close to us geographically. So that was pretty cool. And then we also made some new connections. We got to talk to a couple of parks that we may be proceeding forward with to add some things to our calendar. So we'll keep you guys up to date on all of that. But let's just jump right in and get kind of down to it. If you've got questions as we go, just put them in the comments and then we'll try to kind of like come back to it. I'm going to try to handle all of the administrative, just going through everything. Steve will jump in for anything he needs to add, or if there's any technical questions about things.
Please do share this to your riding groups. A lot of times if I'm not interacting on the video, it's because I'm trying to interact on my phone, and we've got this going live on a couple of different places. So please do share this to your riding groups and with everybody. That's the best way for us to get the word out and continue to build these events. Our number of races for 2026 is a very, very good sign that we've got a lot of racers coming to the racers. So we want to get the word out there about 2026.
I think you guys are going to like all this. So I'm nervous. We're going to go through all the classes and the rules. I'm going to put it up on the screen and we're going to go through that. And then after that, I'm going to pop up the schedule again. And we're going to talk a little bit more in depth about the series events. But first of all, let me say this because I know there's going to be people that have questions about the payouts and the entry and all of that. We will let you guys know all of that in the next 2, 3, maybe 4 weeks. You'll have that well before the first series event, but obviously we are still working on seeing what we can do with sponsors, seeing, how all that kind of works together. I can confidently say that the payouts are going to be equal to or more than they were in 2025. So we're not going backwards, we're going forwards, but I don't want to give you a number on that until we have something a little more definitive. So payouts, that's coming. Stay tuned for that. It's going to be equal to or more than what it was previously. So let's pop this up here. And I know that when you're watching on your cell phone, this is kind of hard to see. So I'm going to read through it. First thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about the classes. Number one thing, Little Dirty Kids is merging into King of the Deep. So there's no longer going to be a Little Dirty Kids separate than King of the Deep for multiple reasons. So just so you know, that's the first thing. Kids are graduating up to King of the Deep. We are going to have the first class is going to be the Mini Mutters class. That is going to stay age 8 and under, up to 125cc and 25-inch tires and below. Nothing changes there. Second big change as far as the kids, we are now going to have a Kids of the Deep class. So basically what we are doing is that class is going to be still 13 and under. It's going to be up to 700cc. It's going to be 32 inches tires and below. All the other parameters and restrictions as far as the kids' machines, you'll see that down in section 2. All of that's still going to stay the same as far as like no nitrous on the kids' bikes, no turbos, all the things for the kids' machines is still going to stay the same. Basically, the big change in the kids is it's moving over to King of the Deep. We're keeping the Mini Mutters as is, and yes, I'm going to go over that in 1 second, Candace. Mini Mutters is going to stay the same as it is. And then all the other kids' classes basically are merging into Kids of the Deep. We really kind of, went back and forth about this, but ultimately what we decided to do was to keep the kids 700cc and under. That can be an ATV or a side-by-side. So like if you've got a Honda P500 and you want to run that in there, you can. Anything over 700cc, then they can race in the small tire NA class if they want to. We really did not have very many regular racers in the kids side-by-side class. So ultimately, this is what we decided to do for this year. We're going to give this a try. Moving on past the little ones, we're continuing to keep the small tire NA class, 32-inch tire and below. That is going to stay the same as it has been. The small tire open class is the change there is that it's moving up to a 37-inch tire and below. So you will be able to have, in 2025, it was 35 inches. We're giving you a little bit more room here. So you can go up to a 37-inch tire in the small tire open class. Big tire, now the next significant change is what used to be the medium tire is expanding a little and separating. So this is still basically the medium class in between small and unlimited. However, it is now going to be rebranded and renamed as Big Tire ATV and Big Tire Side-by-Side. The tire size is going to be 50-inch tire and below. So we've got the small tire open is going to be 37 and below. Then we're going to go to Big Tire. If you're in an ATV, you'll have a Big Tire ATV class only for ATVs up to 50-inch tire. And then you're going to have a Big Tire Side-by-Side class, 50-inch tire and below.
Okay, Joe.
All right. Then moving beyond the 50-inch is going to be the unlimited tire class, which is a combined class right now at this point. There is no tire size limit on that. So that stays the same as it was before. It's just now that basically the medium has been separated into ATV and side-by-side, and we've gone up on the tire sizes with that. So we're now calling it the big tire. If you were with us, like if you've been with us from the beginning, the very first season that we did King of the Deep, season 1, series 1 or year 1, we actually had small tire ATV, big tire ATV, small tire side-by-side, big tire side-by-side. So in that year, we didn't have anything separated as far as like a naturally aspirated or an open class or anything like that. But we just kind of went with it. And so since then we sort of learned and changed things around a little bit, but now we're sort of like a little bit going back to that in the small and the big, but then we've got the unlimited too. At this point, we did not see need to separate out a small tire side-by-side class just because we have not really had any small tire side-by-sides racing. Very few and far between. Not enough. Doesn't mean they can't, but it's not been enough to justify
absolutely
a new class. So
future, we will.
Yeah, it would be cool to see. And if there's enough in the future, then we can look at changing that, for future seasons. Okay. So we're going to keep the women's unlimited class. The women's only naturally aspirated class. That is going to go up to a 37-inch tire to match the small open class 37-inch tire. The idea behind that is that, if you do have a machine that meets the requirements and you want to race it, maybe your boyfriend's machine, your husband's machine, you want to use it in the women's class, you still can. So those are going to match a tire size 37-inch and below. Then we're going to keep the Honda classes. Vessel Power Sports is committed to come back and continue to sponsor the Honda classes. And so we're going to do that. There is no tire size restriction on the Honda SRA, the Honda IRS, or the Honda side-by-side classes. Then larger tires cannot race in a class designated for smaller tires, but smaller tires can race in a class designated for larger tires. So what that means is say you've got a 50-inch tire or 40, whatever, I don't know what, 40-something tire, and you're going to race in the big tire ATV or the big tire side-by-side, you can still then race that in the unlimited as well and not change your tires if you choose to do so. So that would sort of be like a double opportunity for you there, as long as you have a tire that fell under the 50-inch tire limit. Okay. And then 1.3, if a machine has different tire sizes, the largest size tire will be used as a tire that deems what class you're in. That stays the same as last year. So that covers the classes. And before we go any further into a little bit more about how we're going to, like all the rest of the rules and the potential changes in those, I did want to share this graphic, which is something that we've kind of teased and put up. This graphic shows you our plan for how we're going to make the races hopefully a little bit more efficient and run a little bit smoother. So rather than having the hole for the small, medium, and unlimited, what we decided to do this season coming up is since most of the parks are still going to have 3 holes, and granted there's an exception at a couple places like the graveyard and whatnot, and those will be some that, things will be a little bit different. But overall, if we have a setup where we have 3 holes, we're going to have 2 of those holes be designated for the smaller classes, which would be like the Honda, the women's, the small classes, the kids. And then we'll have the other 3rd hole will be for the big tires and the unlimited. We have many more, when you look at proportionally speaking, there are many more machines and racers in all of those other classes. I mean, when you look at this graphic, we're talking about running 7 classes through 2 holes and 3 in 1 hole. So it just makes things a little bit more equitable, and hopefully everything will run a little bit more smoothly. This does not account for on this graphic the mini mudders. Of course, we are still going to have them their own little sort of separate mud puddle on the side, just so that they're not obviously going into these deeper holes. But the way this is going to run is you can essentially look at it like 1 hole is going to be the naturally aspirated hole as far as the kids, the small NA, and then the women NA. And then the second hole is going to have all your Hondas in it. And then it will have the small open will be in the second hole. And the idea behind that is that we're going to do the kids, then we're going to start with the small NA. And then hopefully, our plan is going to be that we will not start the small open until the small NA is completed. We've done it a couple times, like at Boggs last year, where we were sort of we're trying to keep like multiple holes hot and ready. So that way we can get through everything, because when you're doing upwards of like 200 runs at a race, it makes for a long day for everyone. So we're trying to get things done as quickly as we can. But the problem we were running into is, people with their bottles on and off because they're using the same machine, et cetera. And so we're just trying to make things a little bit more, just a little bit more logical, make sense, and a little bit more intentional with how we plan to do it. So this is going to be the standard, not to say that this is going to be how it is every single race, but this is our goal. Hole 2 will be the Hondas, and then we'll do the small opens after the small NA is done in the first hole. And then hole number 3 will be the hole where we run big tire ATVs, then big tire side-by-sides, and unlimited. So it may be like we start with the kids and the Hondas, and then we start with the NA over in hole 1, And we've got so many of those that we're still working on those by the time the Hondas get done. So then we might start big ATV over in hole 3 because we're not going to start small open in hole 2 until the small NA in hole 1 is done. So you guys get the drift here. And it hopefully will keep things a little bit more.
It's got me kind of having anxiety just hearing you talk about it.
Hopefully it'll keep things a little bit more streamlined and make
keep
more
everything
sense.
rolling. That's the main thing. We're going to keep everything rolling. And the way that we've got the holes and the way that we're going to try to run the classes is going to give the racers as much opportunity to change in between classes. I know a lot of these guys are running the same machines, running racing and classes on the same machine. And obviously we want to encourage that. We want to give you guys the best race that we can and not stress you guys out, but also keep things entertaining for the crowd there. So,
yeah. And I will say too, like one thing we'll do is when we finish the big tire ATV and the big tire side by side, if we know that there are people there who are going to need to change tires between their, like on the same machine between the big tire and the unlimited, if you want to go up in the tire size, just make sure that we know that at the driver's meeting so we can account and make sure that we leave time for that. And we will like have an intermission. We'll switch back to another class, whatever we need to do. We want to make things easier on you is the whole intention behind this, and to not have things be hectic and stressful and you feel like you don't have time to change those things out. Anything else you want to elaborate on that?
No, we're going to talk about that a lot more. As everybody knows, at each event, we'll give you guys hole previews. We'll talk about the holes, which classes will be used for which hole ahead of time. We're going to have some blueprints and maps that we're going to have ahead of time so that the racers will know before they even get there what that circumstance is. And during the event, I'm going to have a whiteboard so we can kind of share some of these things out and have some visuals for everybody and make it a little easier. I know at the last event we had to kind of talk about it a little bit more. Braxton has a hard time understanding his left from his right sometimes, so we had to I think it'd be good if we could draw that with crayons for him.
Yeah. We do have some things planned, like for example, I mentioned there might be an intermission. Do you want to talk about that real quick? The intermission?
Yes.
While we're preparing, and you guys all know what machines you need to be preparing for the season.
Give me about 60 seconds. I'm gonna tell you all about it. Hold on one second. I got all this saved in here. I got to get it done before I lose it.
All right. So he's working on sharing something out. So yes, you guys are gonna want one more machine, whether you have a kid or not. You're going to want to make
schedule for 2026 and what we're starting out with Busco Beach on the horizon for the very first event, non-series event, but next up on the calendar. We're starting 2026 off with our home park, which is Busco Beach. We've got a couple of events starting out the year before we get going with our series event down there at ROIC. So I'll hand that over to Katie.
Are we talking about what we're doing at that event?
Yes, absolutely. Okay. You can kind of break that out and kind of tell them. I was just on the phone earlier today with the owners at Busco Beach, and they are excited about it. So yes, let's go ahead and just let everybody know. We'll have all the facts and info on that soon.
Finish that out. All right, but I can say what the race is. I can say what kind.
I think we can do it all.
Okay. So our first event of the season.
They're gonna have it out tomorrow. But you'll have all the information, but we're gonna give you a little highlight of it.
So all the green dates on this calendar. Finish that up. All the green dates on this calendar are series events, but as you can see, the ones that are in gray or black backlit behind them, those are just other events that we have that we do. If you don't know, we do all kinds of things. We do all different kinds of off-road events, not just bounty holes. We do hill climbs, drag racing, all kinds of things. So the very first event of the season, which is going to be March 5th through March 8th at Busco Beach, North Carolina, is going to be their spring blast off event. And you guys, we are so excited because this is something that has not happened. I don't know if it has happened. I'm not going to say ever, but in all the years that we've been working at Busco Beach and doing this has not happened yet. So it's going to be a very first. And we are very pleased and excited to announce that there's going to be a Busco Beach official drag racing event.
Yes. Cam Mandershaw, you just timed in at the right time, buddy.
So Busco Beach, March 5th through 8th, first ever Busco Beach King of the Deep drag race event.
Busco
it's gonna
Beach,
be huge.
Busco Beach Drag Wars 2026. That's going to be the event. And if we can make this thing big, it's going to be an annual event. A lot on the line that weekend. So we've had a lot of people that like drag racing, a lot of people that were interested. And Busco Beach, their first right out the gate event of the year, will be there. And we're going to be doing some drag racing. Everybody loves it. So join us under the lights.
It's going to be so fun
at Busco Beach.
Yes, Cam. See if you can check your schedule and check that out and see if you can make it, because it's going to be a big one for sure.
Busco Beach Drag Wars.
Then the weekend after that, we're heading
2026.
We are heading back to Top Trails, Alabama, for the Ride for Autism Awareness. We'll get you some more information on that in the coming week or two. And then the weekend after that, March 19th through 22nd. It's really tiny on my screen. We are headed down to Punta Gorda, Florida for the RYC Mud Park event, the Southwest Florida Takeover Spring Break Edition. For that's going to be stop number 1. So that's going to be where all of this stuff that we're talking about tonight kicks off. And we're really just like getting right into the series at that event. And then you can see, then we've got the next one, stop number 2 is going to be the Graveyard, Florida. If you guys, next week, we're going to be going live on Monday, the 19th of January from the Graveyard. We're stopping by there. We're heading down to Florida tomorrow. We're going to stop by the Graveyard on Monday on our way back. And we're going to be telling you guys all about the changes to that setup there. And I say that, we'll come back on this. I say that to say, if you've raced with us, this will be our 4th year at the Graveyard. We've been doing it now. We've done it there 3 times. We did it in July, then we did it in March, then we did it in April, whatever it was. But we're going back again this April, and we are excited about it. However, I know that there was some, like, especially last year, it seemed like there was some maybe hesitation, especially on some of the larger machines, because that event is, you either love it or you hate it. And so many riders love it because it is actually like a bounty, like, whole trail course. So it is over 2,000 feet long versus the traditional 300 feet. Now, it is not 2,000 feet of a hole. It's, 100 foot of a hole. And then you go around curves and around a tree and over hills and into dips and into like mud puddles and into another big hole and stuff like that. It's really fun. And a lot of the riders love it because it's very technical and different. However, some of the larger machines were like more hesitant because they felt like they couldn't necessarily last the entire 2,000 feet with their motors or their belts, or had a little bit more trouble with the turns and stuff like that. So we wanted to just sort of even that playing field, because we do allow people to race up. We did not want the smaller bikes to have the advantage on the larger machines in the classes at that particular race. That's right. So Steve's going down there on Monday to rework that entire course. If you liked it and you're on a small machine, you will continue to like it because you're still going to have the technical aspect and a long course to complete. But if you were on a big tire or an unlimited this year, that is going to change to where it is going to be something a little bit more in line with what you normally have to do for the bounty holes for King of the Deep. So we're just trying to make that a little bit easier. I want to go ahead and dispel any of that, the worries over that particular race. And that's a Florida race that's a little bit closer north. It's almost into Georgia, honestly. So it's not so far down. But yeah, that is what we're doing there. So we'll get you more information on Monday about that one. So let's head back to what other machine do they need to prepare?
So we have had so many people throughout our adventures in so many events over the years that wanted to see an adult class or an open, basically, age class, but on a very small CC, like a mini race. And so I think this year we're going to oblige. We have a mini class already for the mini mutters. So we are going to have a 125cc open class. So as long as you have a 125cc, yes, you cannot come in there with a built 140 Piranha motor or anything like that. We're going to be very specific about the motor, the gas. Sorry, I'm over here shaking because I'm
He's so excited.
I'm telling you, this is going to be so much fun. I'm so excited. I even want to do it myself. But so we've got the mini mutter class. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the mini mutter class rules, 125cc and below, a 25-inch tire and below. And we're going to put the adults on those, and we're going to see what happens. We're going to race around the outside of the bounty hole. So That's going to be a class, or not a class for King of the Deep, but it's going to be our intermission entertainment. So I'm trying to put all these words together, y'all.
So it may not happen at every single event. It just depends on the setup, and we'll let you know. But it's definitely going to be happening at lots of the events.
Oh, it's going to happen, guys. We have had so many people reach out, and some of the other really big international stuff.
I don't know, Ricky.
Yes,
I don't know,
that's right, Ricky.
Maybe.
So, exactly. No, Braxton, you cannot stretch it. Don't even call me and ask me about all the crazy stuff. Look at the kids class, the mini mutter class, and those are going to be the rules that must be. I got a chance with y'all now. So look, I ain't going to lie. Y'all were joking about the little briefcase race or whatever. I was on Facebook Tony, with the little briefcase. And I thought to myself, what could we do at our event that we could all get on something so small that it would. There you go. Hey, Ricky, you're already in there, buddy. You got the 4-wheeler. You're ready to go. We are making this thing happen. Kyle Davis, you already got the 4-wheeler. You are ready to go. You got 2 or 3 of them. Look, y'all, this is going to be the most entertainment we've ever had in the mud, I think. It's going to be absolutely
funny,
hilarious. And I'm going to say this right off the gate. Rubbing is racing. So if you want to put your 8-year-old out there
here we go.
And race, then
don't make me
I'm going to go ahead and tell you
the kids class.
That rubbing is racing, and no matter what. Zach League's in there too. I knew it. We're rolling with classes already.
Pause real quick. I don't want to forget.
Davis, you don't even know.
Cam, the drag race is going to be.
Yes, I'm telling you, guys.
This is going to be for Busco Beach. Drag race is going to be March 7th weekend. So this is going to be not our series event there. It's going to be the I'm not going to say it's not going to be the series event. I guess we have to see how March goes. But we are planning on doing the Spring Blast Off Busco Beach Drag Wars the weekend of March 7th. And I'll get message Steve about it, and we can get you all that information.
Check that schedule out, man, real tight, and message me, Cam. We'll definitely let you know. But we're gonna have drag racing at Busco Beach at their first event of the year.
Golly.
But then we're also going to have drag racing several times throughout the year. And the more interest we get, the more interest we're going to give it. So we're going to keep right on rolling, guys.
Yes. So if you are already have the kids that are doing the mini mutters, then you are in there. This is going to be
jump on your kid's mini mutter rig and you are ready to go.
But is this like one lap, one person per lap, or is it like everybody?
No, we're going to run everybody at the same time unless we have too many to run. Then we might have run heats. And we do have to do that. I'll run them during intermissions. But we're going to see how this thing goes, guys. But that's my idea. That's my plan. We're going to have a good time at King of the Deep with the mini mutter class rules, okay? That is basically any age.
Yes, Ashley, you can do it.
Ashley, you are in there, man. You got 6 or 7 different little 4-wheelers y'all can race in that class because you got one for every kid.
Yes. So this is going to be super fun.
That's what we're looking for.
We're really excited about that. Just doing something different.
Oh, we're getting down, y'all.
So it'll be around the bounty hole, not through it.
We're getting
and it'll
down.
Be great. Rick Merck said nobody signs up for Big Run Unlimited all mini class now. Hey,
I'm telling you right now, man, it is going to be the new wave of the future in bounty racing.
The good thing is that you should be able to just scoot these little minis right on the trailer, right up under your big buggies. That's what we do.
If y'all need a recommendation on where to go buy you a ATV for that class, y'all let me know. What class is this? This is a new.
It's not. No.
It's not a class.
It's not a class. This is like extra entertainment. This is like the side
Let
show.
me explain what my vision here, guys. Okay, y'all just go down the rabbit hole with me for a minute.
Oh gosh.
You got a bunch of adults or a bunch of people that are lined up with ATVs that are 125 cc or less, with 25-inch tires or less, stock kids 4-wheelers. We're going to be doing almost a mini national lap around the outside of the bounty holes. So yes, outside of the bounty holes, we're going to do laps. So I don't know how many we have. I don't know how many we need to do. I don't know what the rules are going to be, but those are going to be the rules. So you get yourselves an ATV that's 125 cc and below with 25-inch tires and below, and we're going racing. We're putting it all on the line.
Man, about to build a problem.
And I'm about to tell you right now, rubbing is racing. I said that again, okay? I'm not encouraging it by any means. This is not a derby. This is a lapped race, and it is the first one across the line or however we're going to run it.
Ashley, you can.
Yes, I'm telling y'all right now, get it ready, guys. Lexi on Bentley's ATV, fire.
All right, you guys. Okay. So
sorry, I'm excited about that one.
Let's go back to the rules. Let's talk about this. If you missed anything up to now, like Ashley, I know you're going to want to rewind and miss all the first and go back to all the first stuff as it pertains. There's a lot of changes as it goes to the kids and stuff. So you're going to want to go back and do that. But all right, let's get back to the classes and the rules. We are on section 2. So the mini mutters and the kids of the deep equipment restrictions are as follows. All of that is the same as it was last year for Little Dirty Kids. So naturally aspirated engine only, no lift, no turbo, no nitrous, no portal, no supercharger, no frame stretch. The rear diff must be a direct replacement in the same location as the OEM diff. Factory motor only, no motor work, pump gas only. All of that is the exact same as it was last year for the kids. So if you had machines last year that fit in the mini motors or in the single cylinder up to 700 cc, you're good to go. The only thing that changed really on that was that you can go up to a 32-inch tire on the four-wheeler now instead of a 30-inch tire. Okay, so 2.2, same thing, naturally aspirated engine only for the small tire class and for the women's only class. No turbos, no blowers, no nitrous allowed. Nitrous bottles must be removed from the machine prior to lining up for your run. That is the same as what it was last year for the women's NA and the small NA. So that's the same. Next thing is in the small tire NA class and the women's only NA class, the measurement from the center of the front hub to the center of the rear hub must be 65 inches or less. That is also the same as it was last year. So no change there. All right. Mega UTVs with a UTV ATV engine will be allowed in the unlimited tire class. That is also the same. No change there. And also all machines must be equipped with their own recovery strap. We're not responsible for the recovery strap. All that's the same. All right. General equipment regulations. All of this is the same as what it was last year. If you're familiar with this, I'm not going to go through all this because there really were no changes here. 3.5 just clarifies stretched or modified frames and tube chassis are allowed with the exception of the mini mutters and the kids of the deep classes. For the small tire NA class and the women's only NA class, the hub-to-hub measurement must be 65 inches or less as referenced in Rule 2.3, which I just read to you. All right. Everything else in Section 3 is the same. Section 4 is going to be most of this is the same as it was last year. All ages are eligible to run in the small tire class, the women's class, and the Honda classes. If you want to do the big tire or the unlimited tire on an ATV or four-wheeler, you need to be 16 years of age or older. If you're under 16 years of age, you'll need to reach out to us, not the day of the race, like in advance. Please don't come up the morning of and say, he's only 14, but I promise he can run it, because we do not have time to properly vet the driver and make sure that we feel comfortable with him racing on a large machine with that in that case. So if you're under 16 years old and you want to ride a four-wheeler, just make sure you reach out to us prior to the race. That way we can get all that squared away. Everything else is the same. Going down to Rule 4.8. If you're not present and ready for your run, we've got a 2-minute time limit on you calling up to the line. We used to give you 3 minutes. No more of that. We're wasting too much time, y'all. There's too many runs. We're trying to get you in and out. It's too much. So you got 2 minutes to get to the line, and we put you on the timer. And by the time we put you on the timer, we've literally already been calling for you for like 30, 45 seconds at least anyway. So you're basically still getting your 3 minutes, but when we put it on the timer, it's 2 minutes now. Let's see what else. All of this is the same as what it was. 4.17. Also, for the same reason, because we are wasting a lot of time, and just most people you're either getting out of the hole in 30 or 45 seconds or less, or you're stuck, and there's really not much difference between 2 and 3 minutes. So basically, we are changing the rule from a 3-minute limit in the hole to a 2-minute time limit for each run, unless otherwise stated at the driver's meeting. So like we were saying, for example, maybe at the graveyard, we might increase that one because it is a longer course. We'll decide that and we'll go over it in the driver's meeting. But unless otherwise stated, it's going to be a 2-minute time limit for each run instead of the 3 minutes. That way, if you're just in the hole and you're just like stuck and you're just we only have to do that for 2 minutes and not 3. 419 is the next edition. The mini mudders and the kids of the deep participants must be the appropriate age for the class they are entering on the date of the first series event, which is going to be March 21st, 2026. Their eligibility will remain for the duration of the 2026 series, regardless of their birth date. So let's say that you're 13 right now, but then in May, you're going to be 14. That means that you can still race in the kids' race for the entire year. Like you can still compete as long as you were 13 by the first day of the series, then you can still compete in that. Or for the mini mudders, as long as you were 8 on the first day of the series, it's fine. If you turn 9 midway through, that's no problem. You can complete the series. You just need to be the right date, the right age on the first day of the series. I will say this, and this is something Candace mentioned earlier. If you have a child that wants to race in the mini mudders or in the kids of the deep, but they have aged out of the class, but maybe they have a disability, there's something that you feel like there's an extenuating circumstance that you would like us to consider them to be able to be continued to allowed to race in that, please reach out to us. There is a young lady who is aging out, and we feel comfortable and have made the decision that she's going to be allowed to continue to race in the kids of the deep.
We don't always, sometimes people will age out, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they have reasons that their skill and that they're able to race in certain classes like that, even though they may be 13 or 14 or older. Typically, and I've done this in the past, and I know one of our sponsors, he knows that we've done this in the past for his son. So we know that everybody will understand, and that's something that we want to support. These kids, even though they may be a little bit older in age, they're not much older than some of these mini mudders, and their skill level, as well as their understanding what's going on. And we want to make sure that we give them a space to participate, because they're not qualified or not really able to go and race with some of the other racers. So, and
we're not talking about their skill level as far as like just because they're new to racing. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about their like cognitive and mental true age. So that's what we have to say about that. If you've got any questions about that, if you've got a problem with that, if whatever, reach out to us. Okay. So the next is going to be the section 5, which are safety rules. This is pretty much the same. We added in, starting with 5.6, we added that a couple months ago. Yep. Every pit support vehicle must contain a charged fire extinguisher. 5.7, alcohol consumption is not permitted by racers at any time during the racing event until after their final run of the event. Once you're done racing, that's fine. Alcohol is not permitted in the pit area or on the track by anyone anytime. So if you're a driver, if you are a pit helper, if you are just a mama or daddy standing by the track watching your kid run, we don't want to see any alcohol anywhere in the pit or on the track.
On the outside of the pit area or outside of the boundary racing
That's
area
right.
during the race.
That's right. If any driver during the race is suspected to be under the influence of alcohol, a mandatory breathalyzer test will be administered. Failure to submit to a mandatory breathalyzer test or a failed breathalyzer test would result in the driver's immediate disqualification from the event and forfeiture of all their runs for that day. So, because at that point, we don't know, enough said. All right. Section 6 is timing, measurement, and scoring regulations. All of this is still the same as what it has been previously. There's no changes on any of this. So that's all good. And then section 7 is the same. We're doing the points the same that we did this year and last year, which is going to be on the 50-point scale. So it starts at 50 points. We did do a slight change. What we had done is that everybody had a minimum of 20 points in this last 2 years. This year we bumped that up one place. So the minimum amount of points for competing is going to be 25 points.
Kind of keep that gap closed so that people will still.
Yep. And then we added in the double points events. We talked about that. We have said to you guys that at least 3 of the events this year, probably 3 of them are going to be double points events. But basically, if an event is declared to be a double points event, it will have a point distribution of double the traditional distribution. So if you got first place, you get 100 points. If you get second place, you get 90 points. If you get third place, you guys can do the math.
I can tell you which places are going to be double races already.
Well, we don't know where the third one is. We have said that a double points race, one of the Busco Beach events is going to be a double points race. We don't know which one yet. We will let you know before the season starts. One of the RYC races is going to be a double points race, and we do not know that yet either. We're just deciding how to distribute these once we decide where the third one is going to be. And then probably the third is going to be the championship event. And so that is where we're looking for like double points. So we're just going to let you know all that as we progress a little bit closer to the start of the season. Section 8 is the information about protesting. You guys can read through that. Long and short of it is if you want to protest somebody, you can. It costs money to protest them once the race starts. If you're right, you get your money back. If you're wrong, you forfeit your money. If you are being protested and you refuse to cooperate, you'll be disqualified. That's the long and short of that. And then basically section 9 just says, we reserve the right to amend this if we need to. Our officials' calls and judgments are final, et cetera, et cetera. So that is where we are on the rules. Those are the changes. I hope that makes sense. These are going to be loaded onto the website tonight and or tomorrow. They'll be on there by tomorrow, and they'll be published for you so that you can see all that information and reference it. If you've got any questions about the way that the rules or the way that the classes are or whatnot, then let us know. I will say again, I said it at the beginning, but I will tell you one more time for those that joined on late. We will let you know what the registration fees and the payouts are going to be here, and hopefully in the next maybe 3 weeks from now. We are waiting to just finalize things with our sponsors and so that we can get you the accurate information on that. But I can confidently say that your payouts are going to be equal to or more than what they were in the past. They're going to at least be equal to. We definitely know that we're good on that. So it just sort of depends. We have added races this year, so that sort of plays a role when you're calculating the budget for everything. You have more events, so you kind of got to make sure everything lasts all season, if that makes sense. So we're working on all that, but we just don't have all the information about that yet to give you. So as soon as we do, we will.
Yes, Randy, we went over the rules. You're going to have to probably watch back. We've been on for about 45 minutes, but anything, I'll get back with you. If you don't get your question answered, I'll get back with you on the comment section.
Okay, so do you guys have any questions at this point? I know that there's been lots of comments. We will confirm, I would say by the
when will those races be
I would say
posted?
by mid-February we'll definitively tell you for sure exactly which ones are going to be double points. Like we said, we know it's going to be one of the Busca ones. We know it's going to be one of the RYC ones. And the reason for that is because both of those parks are having us there twice. And so that we felt like that was fair to do for the parks when it comes to deciding, we didn't want one park to feel that they weren't having, as much incentive to attend. So that was the most fair way we could do it. If they were supporting us not only once, but twice this season, we wanted to sort of give back by making that a double points race. So we'll let you know that just as soon as we do confirm, which will be, by mid-February for at the very latest.
Yep.
You guys have any, let's see, I'm trying to look back.
Let's go back and look. Maybe we can answer some questions. We got 30, 40, 50, 60 people watching all together. So we're going to go back and try to look at some of these questions. Racing, you guys are commenting, and we're trying to get you guys answers to your questions.
I'll read these. It's okay. You just
she can read way faster than I can, but 2026, y'all, we were going to have a lot of new stuff at the events that we may have not done before. A lot of competitions, a lot of fun. I'm excited. RYC is going to be the first stop of the year. RYC has already announced that Demon Jones is going to be the headlining music act for that weekend. So last time everyone was at RYC, or if you weren't there, we had a great time. It was November this past year. Had a great turnout. The biggest turnout the park has seen in quite a while. So we're very proud of that. We're very happy to say that Scarlett has us coming back twice, and the first one is going to be March weekend
21st.
That's right, the March 21st weekend. I'm trying
Cam, you're talking about Busca Beach Fall Bash. So just so that everybody kind of knows how it works is we have all these dates, and then now once the dates are locked in and we kind of get rolling, we're down to like the nitty gritty. We're going into each individual event and planning exactly what's going to happen at that event. And as you guys know, we typically do other activities like at Top Trails. We tried to do barrel racing, and we couldn't do the barrel racing because of the rain. And we also did drag racing. We did a scavenger hunt. We did a poker run. So we go in and kind of like add all the extras that we're going to do for each individual event as we plan them all out, and then we go from there. So we haven't planned the specifics of all of the individual events yet. We're going to be working on that. We're actually going on vacation with our daughters because we didn't really get to do much vacation during their winter break because we had that championship event. So we're taking them on vacation tomorrow. We're headed to Florida. We'll be back on Monday. So we're doing that for the next few days. So if we're a little hard to get up with, please give us a little bit of grace. We are spending some family time together. But we will get back and hot on everything next week. So we will let you know about that. I would say that the Busco events, as far as drag racing, I think a lot of that depends on how successful the Spring Blast Off event is in March.
I'm going to do something kind of off the cuff real quick, guys. I've already seen where 4 people. Yeah, I know. She's when I say that, she's like, well, oh boy. Hey, look, we're going to give 1 ticket away to the very first event of the year at RYC. Okay. That's the first King of the Deep event of the year. Okay. And so everybody listen up real quick. I've already had 4 people share our live tonight. So you have to share it to your own Facebook page right now. If you share this to your own Facebook page, I'm going to get a notification on our King of the Deep page, and it's going to tell me that you have shared this event. So for the next 5 minutes or so, I'm going to get that notification. I'm going to go around and I'm going to say thank you where it pops up. You've shared this, and I'm going to enter you in so you'll get a chance to win 1 free ticket to the very first King of the Deep Bounty Race Series events at RYC Mud Park. All right, guys. So share those now, and I'm going to watch and see how many pop up. And for everyone, there we go. I've already got 5 shares.
Okay.
All right, Arch and Anchor Design. Thank y'all. Y'all shared.
That. All right.
I've got Brandon Lang shared.
Okay.
I've got Randy McGee shared.
Okay.
All right, guys. I've got your shares. You share them up, and we're going to make sure
Kyle.
we enter for 1 free ticket right now.
Yes, technically.
Thank y'all.
Ricky answered it for me. Medium tire is now called big tire, split in ATV and side-by-side class. So basically, we're not losing that interim class between small and unlimited. It's just changing to big tire because we went up on the allowed tire size. We went up from 45 to 50 inches, and we're separating them out. So it's confusing because we changed the name.
I'll tell you real quick, guys. We had so many people that were racing other series throughout the country that were saying, look, we don't want to race ATVs. We don't want to race side-by-sides. So my thought was this, and this is what we're going to do. We've separated our medium tire class, which was a 45 and under. We've separated that now into what we're going to call our big tire ATV and big tire side-by-side classes. So that's going to go from a 45-inch combined class to a 50-inch and below separate classes. Now, I'm going to be able to find out at the end of those races how fast ATVs ran, how fast side-by-sides ran. I'm going to be able to find out in the unlimited class, which most of you guys know will be ran by most of the ATV and side-by-side guys. I want to give those guys an opportunity to have more than just 2 runs at an event and load them back on the trailer. So, those big tire ATV, big tire side-by-side guys will get a chance to race in several classes, and then they can race again in the unlimited tire class, which is everybody knows, run what you brung, doesn't matter as long as it is an ATV motor, an ATV diff, and an ATV or side-by-side OEM manufacturer replacement part for your transmission. So motor, transmission, diffs, those are the things that you must have in the unlimited tire class. Erase them all.
Kyle said, when would you run this? It's going to be after the mini mutters. The mini mutters are still going to be
when would you run this 125 before? After. It'll be after. It'll be fun for the King of the Deep intermission. It'll be something we do during the King of the Deep intermission, guys. So that's just adding to the entertainment. Again, y'all keep sharing, man. I've got a lot of people that have shared this already. Great job.
Rick.
Keep sharing this stuff. And where somebody's going to get a free ticket here in under 5 minutes. We already got 17 shares.
Rick says.
So we've got 50 people watching and 17 shares.
Rick says old school Honda 90s outrun the 110 Renegades. He knows this for a fact.
Well, we're going to find out. Everybody that,
they agree. Everybody's agreeing. Look, they said they do. They do. Or maybe that was a question. I don't know.
There it is. But I tell you what, that's going to be a lot of fun. I just wanted to add that to the mix because what's funner than everybody racing on a little small ATV?
Could you imagine the 125cc with nitrous?
Well, I'm just going to say, don't try to come out there with no crazy built shit, y'all. I mean, it's just going to be like, man, y'all knew better than to try to do that. But y'all, we're going to have a good time. It's meant for fun, and we're gonna make the rules be specific. If you cannot race it in that mini mutter class with your kid on it, you can't race it in our.
But let's just
what did we say the name of this was going to be? The King of the Deep Mini
Cup National.
Cup Nationals.
Okay.
We might put a long name on it, y'all. We love
it.
But keep sharing, man. We got some good shares.
But let's just say, if somebody
did Kyle Davis shared, Hope Lindsay shared. Good job. Keep sharing, y'all.
If somebody did come out with a souped up one that didn't meet the class, didn't meet the rules requirements, but it was really cool, can we just let them do an exhibition lap?
I mean, we may give you a lap. We may give you a time lap, just see what we're working with, because I think what we may end up doing, y'all, is if we got 15 or 20 people wanting to do this, it's going to be just like they do at the motocross races. We're going to do heat. We're going to do a couple heat laps, and then we're going to go to final, semifinal, all that type of format. So winners will advance, and then we'll may even go to a losers bracket. But we're going to do something fun. We want to do something that would be fun for everybody. And hey, anybody, I don't care who it is. It doesn't have to be somebody with a mini mutter, kid, or anything else. It could be anybody by yourself. The four-wheeler that you would need for a 125cc and below, 25-inch tire, and come on out to the King of the Deep events and have the time of your life with us.
Here's a question.
Keep sharing. Let's do it. Questions. Can it be a 3? Absolutely. 3 or 4-wheeler is what I was thinking. It's got to be a 3 or 4-wheeler. So an ATC 70 or even an ATC 125. I'm going to give y'all a little hint on that one. That's a 125cc, but you got to have a 25-inch tire and below. We're going to do the same measurement rules as we do with King of the Deep. Oh, I know. Zach said she is ready and in it to go. I bet she is ready. I love it. That's what I'm talking about. Bring your mom, bring your sister, bring your mom, bring everybody.
You said we got to have tech on Braxton.
Yes, we're going to have to. Hey, I think we're going to even mic some people up. That's what I'm talking about.
Joe said, what about twin 125cc?
Twin 120? No. See, that's what I'm talking about. I have these people just trying to race the rules. Just come race each other. I'm a matter of fact, I'm going to tell y'all to bring what you're supposed to do, and then we'll do some kind of drawing where you just got to drive somebody else's. So you don't even know, you might get a junker.
Hannah, the women's class is a naturally aspirated class, so they are not allowed to have nitrous on their machines. And their tire sizes are going to be 37 inches and under. They can have portals, they can have some of the other stuff, but they are not going to be like big crazy
it's stuff. A naturally aspirated class, Hannah. We know what you're saying, and we have all those rules listed up, and I'll talk with you more about it, but it's going to be a naturally aspirated 37-inch and below. So any ATV or any side-by-side that is 37 inches and below that is naturally aspirated, doesn't matter what it's on, 37-inch tires and below, naturally aspirated, then driven by a woman, doesn't matter. So
the only other thing
make it real clear.
The main 3 things about the women's class is it has to be naturally aspirated, 37-inch tire below,
keep sharing. I appreciate
and also it can't have a hub to hub measurement of more than 65 inches. So that's it.
30 shares, guys. That's awesome. 30 shares. So.
That's it for the women. And honestly, Hannah, and I'm going to come to you, Where to Mud. Hang on 1 second. But honestly, Hannah, that this class is like literally was the brainchild of Candace Baxley when she was trying to encourage people like yourself who maybe didn't have these built machines yet or weren't like super experienced in bounty racing and didn't feel like that they could were confident enough to get to pull up next to all these guys that have been doing it for years and years.
These girls, they're going to encourage you.
I want to see you out there, Hannah.
Yeah, they'll encourage you and they'll help you in the whole entire process when you come to sign up and everything to tell you kind of the way it works, and even while you're in the bounty hole. So it's a great opportunity for the ladies to come and do something that is only for them, that class.
So Where to Mud, yes, we have sponsorship opportunities.
Yes.
If you send us a Facebook message with your email address, we can send that over. We've got opportunities to sponsor King of the Deep for the year. We've also got like individual event sponsor opportunities. We're always looking for, as I said earlier, we do all kinds of extra stuff, drag racing, barrel racing, the little King of the Deep Mini Cup National 125cc race that we're about to do. So there's going to be opportunities to sponsor other individual things as well as just a full King of the Deep sponsorship. But if you send us a Facebook or message on any of the platforms and include your email, we'll get that over to you.
Yes. So sponsorship opportunities with King of the Deep are, easily to basically talk with us about. We do a lot of different things, competitions throughout the events. So, it's not always the person that's got the deepest pockets. We can do an event if we're coming to your area and you're a person that wants to be a vendor. Then let us know. We can work something out for a single event sponsorship, including your vendor package. There's a lot of opportunities to work out a sponsorship with King of the Deep. So please message us or let us know. We'll message you up here. We've got some of, if not the best social media and outreach, as well as our announcing during the events. Really, I think is something that we are proud of, and a lot of the sponsors have benefited from throughout our events more than I think they see a lot of others.
Yeah, and I'll touch on that too real quick, just because I did say it at the beginning, but since we are talking about the sponsorship stuff, you guys, just in the last calendar year, the last 365 days, we've had almost 71 million views across our social media platforms.
Keep sharing, y'all. I'm almost done.
So that is huge. That's a huge avenue for exposure and working together in partnerships and things like that. And also, I want to say too, you can please, by all means, if you were gonna hire somebody to work for you, you would do a reference check, check with our sponsors and see how they are, because we've had so many of them. And I don't want to name names because I don't want to get them in trouble with the other ones that they sponsor or make anybody feel any kind of way. But we have had many of our sponsors who say that they feel like they get the most return for their investment with King of the Deep, and that we are a good, solid choice for them to choose to partner with, that we do what we say we're going to do. We do deliver, that they're happy, and that, like I said, they find so much value in sponsoring us. So,
all right. So we've got a lot of people sharing. Again, if you share this to your Facebook page, it's going to pop up and say you have shared. So if you guys will share this, I'm going to give away one free ticket to our first event of the King of the Deep Bounty Race series. And that's going to be March 19th weekend at RYC Mud Park in Punta Gorda, Florida. So we are giving away one free ticket. You must share this, and I'm going to pick a winner here in just a few minutes, guys.
I love it, Hannah. I want to see you out there, definitely.
Hey, Megan Ryan, I appreciate you tuning in tonight. Are you going to make it to the RYC event, or are you going to be, Mud and Nats bound? I think you're going to be coming to us now. Come on,
she's
girl.
She's going to be there. I already saw her say she was
going to be there. Women's class. Yes, you can run the women's class, the unlimited class. There is no restrictions. Yes. And I'll tell you, in the years past, absolutely yes to your question, Megan, but in the years past, the kids classes for the Little Dirty Kids and the King of the Deep had some restrictions for the kids. If you wanted to race in the Little Dirty Kids, then we did not allow you to race in the King of the Deep. And we had done that maybe for a year or two. Now that we have changed those classes, changed those rules, that is no longer the case. If you meet the rules, if your ATV or side-by-side meets the rules, and your child 13 years or 8 years and under meet the rules, then you may participate in any of the little kids classes for the mini mudder or the Kids of the Deep, or you may also participate in any of the classes that you are able to race in with King of the Deep. So once again, there's no restrictions, so I don't want anybody to worry about that.
Let's see here. Can kids have stretched bikes? No.
The kids classes do not allow stretches, so we're going to put all those rules up for 2026 online very soon. So we went over those here tonight on the live. Once we get off, you can go back and see those, kind of freeze frame the screen. You'll be able to read those as soon as we get off tonight.
We're going to do the free ticket in 1 minute. I did want to say.
Yeah, I got it coming. Keep sharing, guys. I'm looking at it right now. We've got about 45 shares. Thank you for sharing, Megan Ryan, Hannah Beal. All of you guys are in the running. So keep sharing.
I do want to say real quick that you guys kind of touching on what Steve just said about how in the past, because we had the King of the Deep separate than the Little Dirty Kids, and we for many reasons, and it just kind of evolved that way. But we did not allow, if you raced in King of the Deep, you couldn't race in the Little Dirty Kids, and vice versa. And the idea was to keep somebody from coming in. That was, the whole idea of the kids classes is to really encourage these little ones to build up their confidence, to let them learn to race, and it not to be necessarily same as the women's class, not to have to line up next to more experienced racers. We would love to sort of keep that idea, behind it, but we did feel like it was time to merge them into the King of the Deep series. With that being said, if you notice, we sort of lost the upper part of the more powerful machines in the kids classes. We condensed it down and we left it to be up to 700 cc, and that is that is really just, just sort of to preserve the idea of what the kids' classes were supposed to be about, which is, if we made it up to 1,000 cc in the all one class for the kids of the deep, then there would have been people racing 1,000 cc again. Basically you're stepping from 125 to 1,000. So we thought 700 was more appropriate. Let's leave it like that. And then if you're able to, and you feel confident enough to race something more powerful than that, then you can go into the small tire or into the women's class. So, and if you want to race like Peyton Davis, if she wants to race in the women's class and in the kids, she can do that. Same thing with Ariel. If she wants to do that, she can race in both. So now there's really no limitation as to how many classes you can compete in, as long as you have a machine that fits the requirements. And another thing too that we did touch on earlier is that you can race in a class with larger tire sizes than what you have. So you can race up, you just can't race down in this series. So just know that you're going into the hole with that appropriate class, and it may be deeper than what you might be expecting.
That's right. Well, we are going to do the drawing. So what I'm going to do is, guys, is we've got quite a few people that have shared it. So I'm going to let Katie, I'm going to count up how many shares we have, and then Katie's going to get a randomizer, and we're going to run, and it'll tell me that I'm just going to count right back down that many people, or whether it's 1, 2, or whatever it is, and that's going to give the winner of the free tickets.
So you want me to do a randomizer for?
I'm going to tell you how many we got right now. It tells me how many shares we have. Okay, guys. And then I'm going to figure out on the live right now, share if you can. It's going to be 9:05. I'm going to cut this off in just 1 minute. Okay, guys. I'm trying to see how many we got. I'm going to go back over to the King of the Deep page and refresh that right now. But we're giving away 1 ticket to our first King of the Deep event at RYC Mud Park for March 19th. So check out that and all of our events. We do each event on our Facebook page, and we put all the details on those event pages. So please make sure you click going. Please make sure that you have shared this video, and if you have any questions about racing, about the schedule, or about the payouts, buy-ins, classes, I know there's a lot of information that goes out to people, and I know a lot of people would love to be there. All right, so as of right now, we have, looks like to me, 25, 30. Got to count exactly how many is there.
You said over 40 while ago. Excuse me, you guys. Megan, literally, the fire extinguishers are. What is happening over here? What is this little thing on the thing? Okay, the fire extinguishers are like double the size. They were 10-pound ones before. We got 20-pound ones, and they were huge and they're very heavy. So I hope that I don't have to pick it up and use it at the same time, because it would be tough for me. But they are. If I have to, I will.
So it looks like to me, it was. I don't know where I got 40 from. 30 shares right now is the number we're going to go with. So put 1 through 30.
I will.
And I'm going to click right here, and I'm going to count down. So I'll tell you guys right now, number 1 is Dan Champ. Number 2 is Austin Shepard. And I'm going to go just like that down the line, okay? I'm coming through and liking all of your shares. Squash Farming. Anyway, I can keep going right down. Right. Megan Ryan.
Let me just spin it, and then you can count it. Is that okay?
Spin it, and then I'm going to go down and tell you who the winner is right now. Cutting it off.
Here we go.
Who's it?
Number 7.
Number 7. Number 7. All right.
Lucky number 7.
Lucky number 7. Starting first with Dan Champ. Austin Shepard, number 2. Zane Lindsay, number 3. Squash Farming, 4. Megan, 5. Hannah Bill, 6. Number 7 is Trista Cordell. That's the winner, Trista Cordell.
Yeah, they can't see your phone.
Come on. It won't let me show it.
It is Trista.
I promise you, it's Trista Cordell.
It's Trista. You guys, it is Trista. I'm sorry. But yes.
All right. So anyway, congratulations. Trista Cordell will get 1 free ticket to our very first King of the Deep Bounty Race event at RYC. Shout out to Scarlett down at RYC Mud Park. We're going to have a great time with them again. As I said earlier, Demon Jones will be the headlining artist. He was actually at our very first King of the Deep Bounty Race for the start of the series back in 2021, if my math is mathing.
That's right. Yes.
So thank y'all for sharing. Please know how much it means to us, all the shares, all the likes, and especially all the follows. So please follow us on all of our social media.
Ricky, yes, they can. We removed the single cylinder, so basically a 700cc or less 32-inch tire and below. So that could be a Honda P500. It can be a 650 V twin. It can be a 450.
Can't be
whatever.
A 650 V twin.
Oh, yes, it can. We took away single cylinder.
Okay, you're right. I'm sorry. That's true. It's a single cylinder, no mo. It's an open class 700cc and below. So that's going to be wild to see, but we're doing it.
So, and let's see here. Scotch Hog says, so kids can race one ATV that fits under kids' rules and a different ATV for small tire. Yes, they can. You can race as many. You can listen.
Honestly, you can race the same kids ATV in the small tire NA or any class because we don't have a minimum of anything. We have no minimum race requirements for King of the Deep, which is one thing that we're different than a lot of other race series. We have no minimum requirements. So,
yeah, which makes it neat because if you don't have a lot of machines or the trailer space to bring a lot, you can really race.
You can absolutely race in the kids classes and the adults classes. You can race with the same ATV. As long as the ATV fits that class.
Yay.
Congratulations, Trista. Good job. Hey, I appreciate y'all participating. Thank you so much.
I know
that's right. She deserves it, though. It was good. We saw Trista and Joe at OPE this past weekend, and we saw so many people and so many good folks. But congratulations. They are hard to beat. I can tell you.
Hey, Megan, we missed you. I'm sorry you were sick. We missed you at OPE for sure.
Yeah, we definitely missed you. We had a good time with a lot of people, and it was a great event. There's so many people that were there that worked hard, and as event promoters and event coordinators, we know how much it takes to pull off something like that. So big shout out to Shane. Thank you for all you did. CW Motorsports, those guys had the after party. We could go on and on about how well that was put together, but great job. We had a great time.
I feel like when we go to Missouri, there's definitely going to be cones.
Definitely got to be some cones for that mini muddy national class. You're going to best believe it.
Well, I call that. I don't know what the name's going to be because he keeps calling it different things.
I'm going to call it the cones only class.
Look, he said stay off the suitcase bike.
Man, I tell y'all that was the brainchild start of this little kids class.
Yes.
When I got on that thing and I rode it around, all I could think of is how fun it would be to have something like that at our events. And that little mini suitcase thing ain't not going to cut it at our events. So I was like, well, what are we going to do to make something comparable that would be fun to race out there that people will hopefully not get hurt on, and we can have it right there around the bounty hole. So we're going to figure it out. We're going to make it happen like we always do, just like at New Year's. What an unbelievable event. We hadn't talked about that much during the live, but I just wanted to say a big thank you to all the staff at Top Trails, Scooter, Ron, all the staff up front, everybody that worked so hard out there. Chuck for helping me come back in and get my truck when I came back through. So, it's just unbelievable how many people it takes to pull this off throughout the last year. Our staff, our friends, our family that have helped make this possible for all of you guys that made it possible to show up and show out every race. It's just unbelievable. And 2026, we've worked so hard on it already. And there's going to be some surprises in 2026 we have in store. And we came out to Arkansas this weekend. And I know there's so many people out there in Texas and so many people out there on maybe, the other side of where we are, which, we're out in North Carolina, but we're going to be in Missouri. We're going to be in Florida, Alabama, South Carolina, North Carolina. But we're going to be coming further out west to you guys, Arkansas. Hopefully we'll see you guys in Texas soon. But follow King of the Deep. Come to all the events that you can. We're going to have some double points races. We're going to have a lot of fun during the events, and stay tuned for all the information. We talk about it every day, and we're adding to it, making it bigger and better.
Greg, yes, you can race a small tire side-by-side in the unlimited tire. That's fine. The only place you can't race a small tire side-by-side is in the big tire ATV. Every other class, you could race it in the women's. As long as, you can race it in the NA, as long as it's NA. You can race it in the unlimited. You can race it in the big tire side-by-side. You can race it wherever you want.
Yeah, definitely that ice cream at CW Motorsports vendor booth at OPE was very crucial.
Oh,
I can
I'm
guarantee you I
glad.
had at least 5 cups of ice cream, so I'm not going to lie about it, and I do appreciate it. It got me through those long, hard days of standing on that concrete floor talking.
If you are the man that Steve almost ended your life in the convention center last weekend, I want to apologize.
So, Chad, I ain't going to say too much about that right now. So, a Honda ATV with a power adders has to run in the Honda open class only. No, a Honda can run in any class it wants to. It can run in the open class. It can run in any class it wants to, just not the Honda side-by-side or the other classes. It can run in the open NA class. Any tire size that it meets, a Honda with power adders can. So, obviously, the Honda classes, not exactly sure about the rules, but I want to say that's you're able and qualified will be legit to race in the Honda class with power adders, but we'll talk about that some more. Let me check my rules, buddy.
Mr. Talby, yes and no. We always had.
Yeah, so basically, Chris, the short answer to that is we did not do away with the medium tire class. We replaced it with a big tire ATV class and a big tire side-by-side class. So there was so much talk from you, from a lot of guys that wanted to see us divide and separate those classes. So that's what we've done for the medium tire. We've no longer got a medium tire class. We've gone to a big tire ATV, big tire side-by-side setup, and we've got an unlimited class. So there you go. I think that's the easiest way to describe that. But instead of it being a 45-inch and under combined class, we've gone to a 50-inch and under separate class, and we've still got our unlimited tire class. So we've talked about that, and we're going to put those rules out here real soon. And yes, I do love my snacks. So show up.
The snack talking has
on the trailer. I'm just going to tell you right now, guys.
Listen.
Just so y'all know, we want to see everybody building bikes for every class, and the rules are here. The rules are set. We've got well over 2 months for you guys to buy and build. So let's see what's going on. Let's see it happen. I want to see some builds as you guys build them. Let's see them on Facebook. Let's see them on your TikToks. Let's see them on your social media. Tag us, and we'll share them.
All right. I need to know about the Honda class side-by-side. Also, please send me the rules build underway. The Honda side-by-side class, nothing is changing with the Honda classes.
The Honda classes are all the same.
But if you are not sure about something specific, or you feel like, you want to confirm, just send Steve a message.
You guys wait till we post these rules up here, or you can go back and look at the rules. But our 2026 rules will be out. Once you read through the rules thoroughly, then send me any questions you may have, okay?
Here we go. Nobody tell Chad about the 125cc adults class.
Chad Gilgan is going to be the preseason favorite in the kids' mini national cup class. I'm telling you right now.
I've never heard you make that statement. Let me say, in the history of the King of the Deep now in 6 years, I've never heard Steve say preseason favorite.
I'm telling you, Chad is definitely. And speaking of Chad, shout out.
Nightmare 0.5.
Probably 0.25 is what we're going to need. Nightmare 0.25. But hey, look, shout out to Chad, man. He brought me a smudge pot.
That was cool.
A Christmas present, so to speak, to Top Trails. And I really love it. We just got home the other day, but we're going to get that thing fired up once we get back from this cruise. And I appreciate that. But if you guys want a smudge pot, contact Chad. He'll be glad to hook you guys up. Custom smudge pots, anything you need. Chad's the man.
Oh yeah,
do some racing with y'all this year. Just need to get hammers out. Yeah, man. Hey, I'm not saying I am coming to Hammers, but I like to come to Hammers. And so if anybody's got an open bed or anybody wants to put up with my snoring, let me know. But I'm trying to get out there. I may end up in a tent from Walmart, but either way, I'm trying to get out there, make my dream come true. Bucket list to get out to the Hammers event. But
yeah. So Steve's shirt that says takes a lot of oxygen to run the big blocks. Rick said that was appropriate for his snoring too. Yeah. So he's just trying to keep the big blocks running all night long. So
it's okay, baby. I'm not on a CPAP machine yet.
All right, you guys. Any other questions? If not, we are going to wrap this up. We've been on here for well over an hour. We appreciate you all. I'm gonna do that now. I'm gonna go ahead and try to get the I'm gonna try to go ahead and get the rules up on the website tonight. And
sponsorships, you know, you guys, this is a new year, a new opportunity to jump on with King of the Deep at the very first of the year, to really get the most out of the annual sponsorships. King of the Deep has 10 series events, 18 events throughout the year. And, you know, we feel like that we represent our sponsors as good as any. And we also feel like that we have the best in the business when it comes to the sponsors that we have. So a lot of our sponsors have already got back on for another year from last year. And we so much do appreciate them. We appreciate you guys supporting those sponsors, because without them, we couldn't do what we do. And that should be a good start to 2026 for us. And we hope that you guys have a great start in 2026. We're ready to see you all soon.
Thank you, Candace. We will. Hey, out of curiosity,
hey Todd,
you know, like just hypothetically speaking, how many of y'all like to go on cruises?
I like cruises.
Just curious. How many of y'all like to do cruises? Here in the comments. I just wondered. Todd, you watching? I hope you come back and race with us this season.
Come on, Todd. Hey, Todd, especially I separated the ATVs and side-by-sides for you. Specifically, Todd. But no, guys, I really do. We listen throughout the year. I see these comments. I see these posts. There he is. Where has this guy been hiding? I get asked more about Todd than I do my own wife. I mean, Rob, than I do my own wife. Hey, Todd, but look, we really did. We had so many people saying separate. I'll race if you don't race me against ATVs. If you don't race me against side-by-sides. I heard both sides of the page, but what we did was we basically separated our medium tire class, went up 5 inches to a 50-inch, and then those will be our medium tire class kind of replacement. And then we're going to still have an unlimited class. But hey, check out our rules. We'll have those up soon. Okay, man. Rob Tingman's been working hard, man. He sure has. You're going to be down to a bikini soon, buddy. I know you've been working hard, but shout out to Rob Tingman with Dirty Stripper Chemicals, guys. I hope we got some things coming with him this year. We got lots of things.
I've been working on his bikini lines.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know you had any tan lines, Rob. I thought you just went all natural. Yes.
He tries.
All right, you guys, we're going to wrap it up. We're headed out on this cruise. Stay tuned. We've got more exciting things to share with you about that mysterious event in our schedule for later on in the season. And then also it looks like we might be able to add another 1 or 2 to those. That may be a series event, may not. I don't know. You guys got to stay tuned.
Stay tuned, man. 2026 coming in hot, man. Thank y'all. We love y'all. Thank you for the support. We'll see y'all soon.
Y'all have a good night.